6. Okay, so this starts with exploration on the top there. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I want you guys to find the directions here at the very top. Okay, I'm just gonna read the directions out loud. It says, discuss the concept of exploration, then complete the concept organizer. Okay, so the word we're going over this morning, the word is exploration. What's that word, everybody?
Exploration.
Okay, I didn't hear everybody. I just want to hear you guys say it with me one more time. Word's exploration. What's that word? Exploration. Good. Now I want to hear you sound it out with me. Ready, go. Exploration. Perfect. Okay.
Not expiration.
So what are some words that are similar? Okay, actually, let me go over the example. Okay, so the example says, the exploration of space has led to new discoveries about the universe. Okay, so exploration would be, what would be the definition? So it says, spending time in a new blank in order to learn something new. Okay, so if I'm exploring, I'm spending time in a new what?
Place.
Good. I think we go with place. That's a really good one. So if I spend time in a new place, appreciate the help there, Alicia. Okay, so if I spend time in a new place in order to learn something new, okay, I would be doing some sort of exploration. Okay, and that could mean a lot of different things. It could be like, I'm out in the wilderness looking for stuff, or maybe I'm just on vacation in a new place and I'm walking around just seeing things I've never seen before. Okay, so it's just new place, learning something new, seeing different things that are new to you. Okay, so that's exploration. Okay, so what I want you guys to think of a word that's similar, okay, a synonym to exploration. What's a word to be like similar to exploration? So if I'm spending time in a new place in order to learn something new, what's a word that's similar to like exploration? Everyone think about that for about 10 seconds. What's a word that's similar to exploration? So think of the word exploration. What's a word that's similar to it that you can compare it to? Who's got an example here that we can share with us?
I do not have one.
Anybody?
I cannot think of one.
I'm brain farting too.
Okay, so what about like,
Africa.
what about discover?
Oh.
Discover?
Okay, what about like,
Oh.
maybe it would be
And
brand
exploring
new or
and
something.
New places that you haven't been to.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's come up with some characteristics of exploration. Okay. So let's come up with some characteristics of exploration. So, first one will kind of help you out. It can involve traveling to a new place. Okay. So if I explore, I'm most likely traveling.
To a random place.
Yep. Traveling to a new place. Okay, so let's say I like hiking, which I do, and I go up a certain canyon all the time, like Mill Creek Canyon. It's a big canyon, okay? There are a lot of different trails up there, places to go, so each time you go up there, you could explore, okay, somewhere new, okay, which would be traveling just to a new place, and that could just be a different spot in the canyon, okay? And you're just seeing different areas that are new to you, you've never been there before, okay? So it can involve traveling to a new place. Okay. So if you go to a place you are familiar with, then you're not going on an exploration because you already know about the place. Okay, unless you're going to somewhere new. Okay, but it'd be kind of like you're at, what's your favorite restaurant, McKaylee?
I don't know.
What's a restaurant you like to eat at?
Olive Garden.
Okay, so you go to Olive Garden and you always get the what?
Like chicken.
Okay, so the chicken Alfredo. That's a great dish. I get chicken Alfredo a lot too when I go there too. Okay, so similar example for exploration. If I go to Olive Garden, okay, it's a familiar place. Okay, the menu is kind of familiar, but you know what's unfamiliar? Maybe that chicken parmigiana del whatever that has a name you can't pronounce. Okay, and maybe you look at that and you're like, oh, I'm exploring the menu. I'm going to try something new. You would have done some exploration there. Been to a new place with new flavors in your mouth. Okay, seeing something new. Okay, so that's another little explanation there. Okay, what's another characteristic of it? Might come from a curiosity about what? What's something you can be curious about that you're going to go explore? What's something you want to explore?
I'll hike.
Okay, well, where would you hike that you would want to explore? You would hike where? Okay, mountains. So curiosity might come from a curiosity about hiking mountains, or you could just say mountains in general. Because if I'm curious about mountains, to explore stuff about them, I'm probably gonna have to hike around. Oh. Okay, so curiosity about mountains. I'm curious about them, so I go up there, maybe I start to take a look at trees, I see some wildlife. Like, has everybody in here been in the mountains before?
Yes.
Is anybody? Okay, well, I'm just making sure because I've worked at some schools where some students literally have never been to the mountains before. So, I know.
You're like
Well,
right there.
Yeah,
I
right
know.
there.
Well, it just depends on how close you live to them and like how adventurous your family is and things like that.
Well, you can go to Mount Olympus. There's a hike up there.
Yeah. So I feel like we're kind of lucky because we're pretty close to mountains, so it's easy for us to explore them. We know about places like Mount Olympus and Mill Creek Canyon and things like that. Okay? So exploration can involve traveling to a new place, might come from curiosity about mountains or anything else, okay? And it could lead to what? I explore something new. It lead to me what?
To go back.
To go back, liking it.
Mm-hmm. Going back and liking it.
Okay, so maybe going back, okay,
And see
It can lead to a new
what?
like.
Well, if you go explore something, you might want to go back, but you might find like a new what?
place.
Lead to a new place?
Yeah.
Well, exploration does lead to a new place. Okay, so if I go explore, I see new things, so I have
New
well, a D word up here.
Discoveries.
Okay, so discoveries maybe. What about like ideas? Maybe I go in the mountains. I'm interested about mountains. I go up there and like, oh, now I see that I could maybe do this up there. There's this going on. Okay, so there's new ideas. Let's just say new ideas or discoveries and ideas.
Yes. Animals.
Animals you've never seen before. That's why scientists go and explore places that nobody's ever been.
Yes.
You know, has anybody in here seen the movie Arachnophobia?
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
So, I always think about that movie when I think about this kind of word, just because at the beginning they go to like the rainforest somewhere in the Amazon or something, and there's just all these crazy bugs and obviously big spiders.
Yuck.
Who would go there and get
That's
easy
go
to
where they're
find?
underneath the tree that rains
Yeah.
spiders on them.
Down for me.
Yeah, that's awful.
Okay, looking good.
Go down there. Oh, there's spiders in the tree. Coming down.
10 more seconds, Charlie, and we're gonna move on.
There's been spiders.
Birds, so that's good.
Okay, so examples of discovery would be what? I can investigate, an investigation of what? What's something I'm gonna discover after I investigate it? What do you think, Brayden? Investigate a what? A fight. Okay, so maybe I'm investigation of a fight. Okay, and so I'm investigating it. I don't really know what happened. Then I start interviewing witnesses, watching that YouTube videos, Instagram videos, fight. Okay, I investigate it. I might discover or explore something. Okay, and I will find something
Yeah,
new.
we're
Okay.
not talking about mountains anymore.
Yeah, we're totally different examples here.
Investigating crime.
Okay. Yeah, some sort of
Mountains
crime.
would be like an investigation of new terrain or something.
Okay. Yeah, so, or maybe it's like, I'm investigating what lives in the mountains. Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably a better example of tying to the mountains. Okay.
Animals.
I'm investigating, yeah, how mooses find, how moose find, food during the winter. I don't know. Okay, next example, I get tore what? What can I tore?
You tore a house.
House? What'd you say? Ooh, the jazz arena. Okay, what should we go say? Touring of
House.
let's just say, okay, so you said jazz arena, house. Let's just say maybe, let's just say a place I've never been before.
Yes, around. Person's house. Touring place. A place, maybe. That you don't know.
That's right.
That's my friend did.
Yeah, so you can think of an example like maybe you've never been to the jazz arena, or there's a house, okay, like a neighbor's house you've never been into, which I'm sure we all have one for sure.
No.
Don't go exploring your neighbor's house.
Okay, don't go exploring your neighbor's house, but that would be a
My friend did
place
that.
you've
She
never
wanted
been
to go
before,
in a
potentially,
couple
okay, that you could go explore if you were wanted to get in trouble
Oh,
with the
my friend-
police.
My friend did.
Don't be a burglar
Oh, she did, and she broke all of her.
unless you're the hamburglar.
Hamburglar.
Okay, what's another example of exploration?
Ooh.
What do you guys think? What's another example of exploration?
And
Rigo, what do you think, bud? Think of somewhere new you could go or visit.
I don't know, the woods behind my yard.
Okay, so, going into the woods behind your house. Okay, so maybe you live by the woods or by an area with woods. You've never been back there. Okay, that would be an example. Going to a new place. So an example of exploration. So I'm going there. I'm looking at stuff. Okay, I'm finding out there's a place I can go hang out and or just walk around. Things like that. And if you have a different example you want to write, it's totally fine as long as it talks about exploration. So it could be like landing on the moon or going to Mars or something. Okay? Or be going to the Ivory Coast in Africa. Okay. Okay. So examples. So we've gone over some examples. Okay. Some non-examples would be like, okay, if I go to a place I'm familiar with, then you're not going on exploration because you already know about that place. Okay, so if I'm not exploring, what's the opposite of exploring here? Never leaving what, Charlie? What do you think? Never leaving what, Charlie?
Never leaving.
Your house, yes.
I never leave what? I'm never going to explore anything. So I would never leave what? What's the opposite of exploring?
Searching.
Okay, so well that's kind of like exploring. So if I leave my house to go to the mountains or something, okay, the opposite of exploration would be not exploring. So I would never leave if I don't explore, I never leave where?
Your house.
Never leave to explore.
Well, I never leave where to explore. I never leave from where. Where am I right now?
I don't get it.
Okay, so this would be like I never leave my house, so I never get to explore anything. Or like, let's say I never leave Salt Lake City.
Right.
Or
Okay,
you don't leave
I never
this.
get to explore anything.
I
Okay,
don't
so
want to
so the
explore
opposite of
Egypt.
exploration, Charlie, would be like
And
I
I
never
don't
leave my
leave my
house, so I
house.
never get to explore
Or
anything.
don't leave
So it's
to
the
explore.
opposite of exploration. These are so it's
Yeah.
called a non-example. So non-example is just like the opposite of the meaning. So we know the meaning is going somewhere we've never been. Opposite, okay, I wouldn't be able to explore if I never leave, let's just say I never leaving Salt Lake City.
Yeah, if you don't leave your house, that's called agoraphobic.
Or don't leave from the school.
Okay, if you never leave your house, that's,
That's a problem.
you know, that's a problem. Yeah, you're living off Amazon.
Amazon.
Some people do it.
Yeah.
You're living off Amazon and home delivered groceries. Which some people I'm sure do these days.
Therapy.
Yeah. You get outside, get some vitamin D. Okay, so what is also I can't go exploring if I'm lacking or I don't have what?
A phone.
Oh, okay. Well, what about a phone that would help me go exploring?
You need
Oh,
a GPS.
oh, yeah, great. How that is. So lacking maybe GPS on my phone.
Good job.
Okay, so how many of you think you could get from Salt Lake to the train station in Ogden without using your phone?
Well, that's easy.
Do you can, Michaeli?
Yeah, but he's my family thing. We just go onto the train.
Okay, so okay.
We just go on the train.
Go on the train to
Just
the
walk.
train station.
Like, oh, here's the train. Let's go.
Okay, so some people know how to get there. Okay, but let's say you're trying to get to a spot in the mountains. We want to go exploring the mountains. I want to go Mill Creek Canyon. Okay, I'm meeting my friend up there. Okay, and they say meet me at whatever spot. You've never been there before. As soon as you get to Mill Creek Canyon, you lose service on your phone. You don't have GPS. You can't call them.
No.
What do you do?
What do you do? Just
You
go
just
home.
you
You
just
just
go
go
home.
home
Okay.
and take
So
the
if
bus
you lack
out.
GPS on your phone, you're not gonna be able to go explore unless you just go. You could just go somewhere.
No, you take
could find your
the
way.
bus.
You could find your way. Okay.
Or you can take the
I-
bus.
I like that you guys are finding examples here to back up the non-example. All right. What's also a non-example? I can't explore without what?
Motivation.
Without what?
Motivation.
I'm out.
Motivation.
I mean, if you're not motivated.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that? There you go.
Protection.
Protection. So a non-example of exploration would be protection. Not necessarily. Okay, so if I explore, I go to a non-familiar place. So what's the opposite of that? Am I
Well-
exploring?
New places.
Well, what's the
not a new
opposite of that?
place?
What's not a new place?
The same place.
Or
Going
what
to
place?
the
What place
same
would that
place.
be?
The same place as everything.
What place place do you know that you can't explore anymore that you know it so well?
My room.
Anybody? What do you guys know?
My street.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, your street, okay, or maybe your bedroom, or your house, okay, or maybe the school or something. So maybe it'd be like my non-example would be
You get lost in I love you.
Always playing on my same street.
yeah. Always.
No, I do not play on my street.
Not in the street, silly.
Yes.
I'll say yeah.
Street. Mine is not on the, it's not in like a busy street. Not a busy.
I'll say never leave my neighborhood.
Yeah, they're good. I did don't
Or
leave your neighborhood.
stay on the same. I don't think we would have the best way to word this. So.
That's good. Don't leave your neighborhood.
Stay on the same street.
That's not what we're teaching here. Just
My
never
friend-
leave your neighborhood.
My friend did
Okay,
that.
so stay on the same street. Yeah, I was just trying to think of like the context of it, but if you like live there, you always stay
You
there.
don't leave your street at all. It's just a no. And you get in trouble
Okay,
by the
so
cops.
you always live on the same street. You never leave. Okay, you always stay in Holiday.
I don't.
You always go shop at
No.
A Fresh and
Fresh market.
Fresh Market. Sorry, you only shop at Fresh Market. You just live on the same street. You don't even go on the freeway.
I
You
do
just
not go on the freeway. Just kidding.
work in your yard. Put your garbage outside. That's that. Make your relatives come visit you.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So last one, you guys are gonna fill out this sentence on the bottom. Says, "I'd like to participate in an exploration of what?" So on your own, I want you to think of something here down the bottom.
That's not
So I'd like to participate in an exploration of
The moon.
blank, so I can learn what. So if I want to go to the moon, I want to learn what.
Base.
Learn about space. Okay, that's fine. So, or we could say I'd like to participate in exploration of space so I can learn about the moon. Okay. Or I'd like to participate in exploration of the mountains so I can learn about what animals live there or something. Or I want to participate in exploration of the desert so I can learn how difficult it is to live there.
Here.
very good. Here, now fix that N that looks like a K. Good job.
I couldn't find
What?
my friend. Who's in that hospital.
Oh, yeah. They're like, what? Visit in hospital these days.
She's still in the hospital.
Yeah. The one that fell.
She broke both of her arms.
Yeah, her ribs.
Yes. She went on a party at someone's house, but
Oh.
she totally the night to show me around the house. Not
Oh.
Loren's house. Or some random.
She was somewhere she shouldn't have been.
They couldn't call Loren.
Okay, my example, I'm gonna come around and check yours, but my example, if I'd like to participate in exploration of the deserted house so I can learn if there's any people still inside. So I just have some flashbacks. So do you guys know I think it's a Fresh Market on the corner of 4500 South and Highland Drive. There's a Wendy's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I
Okay,
go.
so right there, when I was a little bit younger than you, there were two houses on that corner. Okay, there was not businesses or anything. There was two houses that were abandoned.
There's
Okay, behind that there was like tons of trees. It was like a big foresty area. So you guys probably can't imagine that because all you know is the store and stuff like that. But yeah, when I was younger, there was these two houses that were abandoned right there on the corner of where that gas station is. Okay. And so I remember when I was in junior high, I went there with my friends, okay, and one of the houses, like, you could go in through the back, there was just trash everywhere, like beer bottles, like drug paraphernalia, like Satanistic drawings on the ceiling, stuff like that. Looked like people were camping in the backyard and things. So, but that was just right, not too far away from here where there's a business now. But yeah, we explored the deserted house. Okay, it was a little sketchy. Okay, 'cause you don't know if it's like holes in the floor or something. Okay, but
Maybe Michael Myers lives in there.
yeah, so you never know. You're like, I think especially when you're young, you're like, is there gonna be like a homeless person there that's gonna come out and kill me just because I don't know. Yeah. All
Like
right.
my friend that she did, stupid.
Okay, I'm just gonna come around, make sure you guys have a complete sentence. Make sure after you write about so I can learn whatever, you have a period at the very end there. So you have a complete sentence, period.
Are we doing the next page?
To the what? So I wanna, well, I like to, of going to the ocean, or what are you trying to say here?
Elon
So I
Musk.
can learn ocean? Wanna go to the ocean, so you can learn about what?
Learn from fishes and stuff.
Okay, so put ocean here, and then here you just say like about fish or something.
That's a space thing.
Let's give you a little bit longer to get this filled out for me. Why don't you take about 15 more seconds, okay? I'm gonna have a few people share out what they wrote. Why don't you go ahead and share those sentences that you wrote, please, Braden?
The discovered house, if there are still people.
Wait, start with I'd like to participate.
I like to participate in an explanation of the
Deserted?
deserted house if there are people still inside.
So I can,
Yeah, so I can
So I can
learn
learn
what? Learn what?
if there are any people inside.
Good, yeah. So, like participate in exploration of the deserted house. You can learn if there are any people inside. Okay. What else would you find in a deserted house? Maybe. What do you think, Braden?
Rats.
What's something, Braden? Oh, what's something besides rats? Shh, ladies. What's something else you'd find in a deserted house? Old what?
Okay.
Okay, old carpet, perfect. Yeah, so there's definitely gonna be old carpet on the ground of a deserted house. Okay, really great sentence, Braden. Why don't you go ahead and share with us what you put, please, Charlie?
I like to
Participate.
in an exploration of going to the ocean so I can learn about the plants and fish.
Ooh, so you want to learn about the plants and fish when you participate in an exploration of the ocean. Okay, really great sentence, Charlie. Thanks for sharing out the class. Why don't you go ahead and share with us what you put, please, McKaylee?
I like to,
Participate.
in exploration of the deserted house so that I can learn if there's any people inside.
Okay, so participate exploration of a deserted house. Learn if any people are inside. So I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Braden. What's something else besides old carpet that you find in a deserted house?
Clothes.
Okay. Yeah, there could be some clothes laying on the ground in an old deserted house. Okay. Really great sentence. Kaylee, go ahead, share. So you put, please, Rico.
Graffiti.
What? So read the whole sentence for us, starting with I'd like to participate.
I'd like to participate in an exploration of the deserted house so that I can learn if there are any people inside.
Okay.
Also graffiti.
And graffiti. Oh, okay. So you can learn if there's any maybe graffiti inside the deserted house. So, okay. So, definitely sometimes in deserted houses, okay, and mostly happens in like deserted buildings where people do graffiti and stuff that you can explore. sea. Okay, really great sentence. And the last one, Alicia.
Okay. One, in
Wait, start with I'd like.
I'd like to participate in an exploration of the moon, so I can learn about the space.
Okay, so you want to learn about space, so you're gonna participate in exploration of the moon. Okay, you're gonna go to a new place, see new things there, right? Discover something new. Okay. All right, everyone's doing awesome. Let's take a look at the next page. Ooh. Okay, so we're just going to go over these vocab words to kind of help us learn a little bit more about what we've been talking about. So remember, we've been talking about exploring Mars, right? So we've been talking about space stuff and discovering and just everything involved. Okay, so we're going to go over some more words that are going to help us talk about discovering things in space and life beyond Earth. Okay, so everybody find the first word there on the top of page 257. Okay, that first word, flip the page over. Okay, we're right there on the top of page 257. Find that word with me. The word is aerospace. What's that word, everybody?
Aerospace.
All right, okay, so I want you to read it as you say it, okay? It's not going to help you learn the word if you can't even recognize it, okay? It's one thing to say it, but you need to recognize it. So, the word is aerospace. What's that word, everybody?
Aerospace.
Okay, wait, I didn't hear you guys good enough. I want you to turn to the person next to you and say it to them. What's that word, everybody?
Aerospace.
Good, now I want to hear you whisper. What's that word? Okay, perfect. Now I want you to hear you sound it out with me. You ready? Go. Aerospace. Perfect. Okay, so go ahead and rate it on a scale of 1 to 4. Okay, how well do you know this word? 1 would be I don't really know it. 4 would be I know it already. Okay.
Maybe.
So an listen, so let's go over the meaning of aerospace. So aerospace is having to do with space travel. Okay? An aerospace company works on vehicles that allows people to travel through air or space. Okay? What are some vehicles that travel through air or space?
The Back to the Future car.
Okay, Back to the Future car.
The DeLorean.
The DeLorean. What else travels through air or space? What travels through air? Airplanes. What travels through space? Helicopters. What else?
Spaceship.
Spaceships. Good. So, having to do with air and space travel, okay, is aerospace. Okay, so think of aero, sounds like air. Space, obviously we know space is outer space, so put those two words together, air and space. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so find the example. You might ask an aerospace company to help you build what? We just went over some examples of things up in air and space. So you might ask them to help you build what was one of the examples you came up with?
Airplane.
Spaceship, airplane, okay? One of those, something like that, helicopter, okay? So, you might ask an aerospace company to help you build, we'll just say an airplane.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to write something else, totally fine. But there's an example of an airplane right there. Okay, maybe it's like a jet engine, jet fighter. Okay. Let's get that written down there. Make sure you have a period at the end of your example there. Okay, make sure you got a period after the example, looking good. got that down. Let's take a look at the next word. The next word is colony. What's that word, everybody?
Colony.
Okay, thanks for staying with me. I just want to hear a little bit louder. What's that word, everybody?
Colony.
Colony, good. Now I want to hear a little softer. The word colony. What's that word? Colony, good. Now I want to hear you say it to the person next to you. What's that word?
Colony.
Colony, good. Now I want to hear you sound it out with me. Ready, go. Colony. Perfect. So I'll kind of give you an example sentence, and then we'll come up with the definition here. To build a colony on Mars, humans would need to take a bunch of building materials and have a whole lot of oxygen probably to survive. So, colony would be a community formed by who from another place? Okay, so people come to live there. So who's coming? A community formed by who forms a colony?
People.
Okay, people. I like it. Okay, so people. People form a community when they're from another place. Okay, a community formed by people from another place. So who in here has heard of the 13 colonies in America? Before there were states, there were colonies. Okay, that people came from different countries in Europe, mostly, okay, to America, and they formed different. They're now states, but they were called colonies. Okay, different communities, okay, of people from other places, right? Okay, how many of you have ever heard of Quaker oatmeal or Quaker food brand? You guys probably have before. Okay, so Quaker, that's like it's a community in Pennsylvania of a type of religious people. Okay, find the example with me. So a colony on Mars would need what in order to survive?
We need food, water, gas,
Food, water, gas, anything else?
a sleeping bag.
Let's just say food, water, and gas. There'd be a lot of other things, but we can't list them all. But food, water, and gas in order to survive. That's true because you need gas most likely to leave ever or go anywhere on Mars unless you plan on walking, which is like there's no gravity. So
Is there no gravity?
or wait, I don't.
It's pretty similar to Earth.
Okay, so there is gravity. I don't know. I'm not as familiar with with the gravitational pull on Mars. So if you want to drive your dune buggy on Mars, your Land Rover, okay, you better have some gas. Okay.
Yeah, maybe your guys' kids will
Oh,
live
yeah,
on Mars.
that's so weird.
Let's get that written down. I don't know. It's hard for me to imagine people living on Mars just with how far away it is.
Yeah, actually.
And just you would have to take so many materials to survive there that I don't know, it's just hard for me to comprehend that something like that could happen. Like we're not living in Star Wars, so
Yeah, like Darth
It
Vader.
could happen. It'll happen.
it'll happen after I'm dead.
Yeah, not in my lifetime. I'll never see Mars.
Right. Maybe your grandkids will live on a different planet because the Earth is gonna be so globally warmed that we can't even live here anymore. And it's gonna be like the Jetsons, and we all have our own little spaceships, and we just fly to wherever we want to go. Pew! Our own little
It's cool.
space pods. Okay. Sorry, I was watching Infinity War the other day. I've been watching a lot of spacey movies recently. Okay. Next word. The word is frontier. What's that word, everybody?
Frontier.
Okay, thank you, ladies over there for saying that. Guys, I didn't even hear a peep out of you. I'm standing right next to you, can't even hear you. The word's frontier. What's that word?
Frontier.
Okay, I didn't ask you guys to whisper it, but you did. So this time I'm going to ask you to turn to the person next to you and say that word to him. What's that word?
Frontier.
Frontier. Good. Now I want to hear you sound it out with me. Ready? Go. Frontier. Okay, so just two syllables there. Rate it really quick.
I think
One frontier still left to explore. Is the bottom of the ocean near Antarctica. Charlie, who are you texting over there?
Yes.
Ooh, girl.
You better take those headphones out. If you're Charlie, take those headphones out.
I don't have headphones in. I was texting my sister.
Your sister, huh?
Yeah, she wants to know what's an ADHD thing.
Oh, okay.
But those headphones are just hearing aids.
Right.
Right.
Right. Okay, so
Right.
frontier is an area where no one has what before, Brayden? No one has ever what before?
Walked on the sun.
Well, okay, well, an area where nobody has walked on the sun, so nobody's been there before, right? So, anywhere nobody has been before, it would be the frontier. So, maybe in your Utah history classes in junior high, you might have learned about the frontier, which would be like the western United States, okay? So Utah would be a part of that, even though there were Native Americans here and stuff, but
Western frontier. Wow.
the, you know,
Or.
yeah, the settlers explored the frontier, even though there were already some people here.
Yes.
Okay. Example. The moon seemed like an impossible frontier until astronauts did what?
Went to the moon.
Okay, well, they went there, but what do they do on the moon?
Put the footprints on them.
Yeah.
You're right.
They didn't run.
They play basketball on the moon.
No.
They walked on the moon.
They
They walked
walked
on the moon.
Yeah, I was doing kind of like the slow, like no gravity walk. Sorry. Okay, so
And
the moon seemed like an impossible frontier until astronauts say walked on the moon.
Who was
Uh-huh.
the first one who walked on it?
Neil Armstrong.
And did they put a flag up there?
You know what's weird to me is that we haven't gone back to the moon since the 1960s.
That is weird.
It's weird that with how much more technology is advanced that they could go there and astronauts could walk around and do whatever, but they haven't for
They say it's because of the amount of money it costs to land and then leave.
I mean, probably. I'm not going to fund that, so
Yeah.
somebody needs to step up. Bill Gates. Fund the landing of the moon. Let's get that written down. Charlie, what are you doing?
There's already aliens living on the dark side of the moon, don't you know?
Hey, yes, maybe I'm sure you're there,
Yeah, there's aliens up there
Yeah.
that are creepy.
Dinosaurs
The
Hey.
too.
moon is an alien
There's
spaceship.
dinosaurs too.
Hey, take a look at the next word. The next word is humanity. What's that word, everybody?
humanity.
No.
Okay, it's not humanity.
No.
Humanity. What's up, everybody?
Look at me.
Okay.
Humanity.
There's some silence over here, Brayden. I want to hear you say it. Okay. The words humanity, I want to hear you say it to the ceiling. Now I want to hear you say it to the ground. And now sound it out with me. Ready, go. Humanity. Perfect. So, it would be comforting if all of humanity could just get along and not go to war.
Yeah.
That'd be comforting. Okay,
Yes.
it's not going to happen.
Not possible.
Okay, because people always want to fight each other, no matter what. Okay, so humanity is all what on earth? Keyword here, humans.
Humans?
So it's all what?
So all what on earth? Rigo, what do you think it is?
People.
People, love it. That's exactly correct. So all people on earth are humanity. Okay? All the people on earth, that's humanity. Okay, take a look at the example now. let's draw a little example of humanity. Right under
Just
here.
do two people.
Right here in humanity, I want you to give me a little example, picture example of what humanity, something that represents humanity to you. So, I know it's all people on Earth, so. Okay, so that's supposed to be Earth right there, or a planet, depending. And then I got some stick figures here. And that's supposed to be an infinity sign, but didn't turn out very. Actually, no. My bad.
Not even close.
Not even, sorry.
There we go.
Infinity sign. All people on Earth.
I just put
Okay.
that
Take a look at the example now. So advances in what have the potential to benefit all of humanity? What's sitting on my desk there? It's a piece of what? What's a smartboard? It's a piece of what? Think of a T word. All advances in what have the potential to benefit all of humanity?
technology.
Oh, you did it. Good
Alicia, that was a
job.
really good one. Yeah, so I like that.
Good
So
job.
technology. So just even since time Jennifer was a kid, I'm sure things have changed a ton with technology. I mean, TVs were like, they were there, but they weren't flat screen. Okay, you couldn't take them. You couldn't have one in your pocket. You could take around with you and watch anywhere you wanted, which basically your phone is practically a TV, because if you have Netflix or anything else on there, watch whatever you want. So advances in technology. Have the potential to benefit all of humanity. So like, for example, telephones, okay? So communication's huge. So before the 1900s or the late 1800s, okay, all people could do was use letters, okay, to communicate, which would take a long time. Who's heard of the Pony Express?
The police.
Is that a restaurant?
They're like, what?
Is
No.
that a restaurant?
Right.
Okay, so
It's a
in
train.
America,
It's a train, right?
but before there were, maybe there were trains, but okay, in America, before there was like a postal system and there were cities and things like that, there was something called the Pony Express. And this is probably more in the West, but there were people that would, so you'd write a letter, then you'd hire somebody from the Pony Express. They would take your letter and they'd ride on a horse to wherever you wanted the letter to go. Okay, it was very old school. Okay, but now all you gotta do is pick up a phone. You can call somebody on the other side of the world like that. Like I get on FaceTime with somebody in Russia right now if I wanted to.
What if a horse had to go to China?
They can.
They can. So it was only in America, the Pony Express.
Like,
Did you know that that only lasted for 1 year,
Really?
and we still talk about it today?
wait,
It lasted 1 year.
It's weird how some
Weird.
things in history are like very short periods of time, but they're very more significant.
Then other things that lasted
wait, did they
forever.
really have trains?
Well,
Do
yeah.
So
Is it
trains,
long?
trains is another example of technology that's advanced. So back in the 1800s when they invented trains, okay, they were just ran on like coal and steam, okay. So now you have like electric trains and like bullet trains, okay. Trains that go from city to city instead of just from like one part of the country to the other, okay. So everyone got that written
At
down?
first it was.
Okay, we got 2 more words to get through here. The next word is orbital. What's that word, everybody?
Orbital.
Okay.
Orbital.
I like to hear the ladies trying to, boys are silent over here. It's not silent night, okay? It's loud morning, okay? The word is orbital. What's that word, everybody?
Orbital.
Okay, not orbital, not like horrible. It's orbit. Orbital. What's that word, everybody?
Orbital.
Okay, turn to the person next to you. I want you to say it too. What's that word?
Orbital.
Okay, orbitable. Now, okay, sound it out. It's gonna help us out. Orbitable. Let's sound it out together. Ready, go. Orbital. I didn't hear you guys sound it out. So I need to hear you say it one more time. The word orbital is sound out. Ready to go. Orbital. Good. So the shape of the path that has an orbital object makes is usually round.
Around the moon.
Okay, so orbital is around. Okay, so the moon orbits the Earth. Okay, so relating to one object moving around another object.
Yeah.
That's orbital. So, for example, you all have heard of a satellite, right?
Yes.
Okay, so satellites are up in space, okay? They orbit the Earth. So if who's ever looked up at the night sky and you've seen satellite moving across? Okay, you can usually spot those nightly, okay? It's not a shooting star. It's like you usually see a little light kind of like moving across. Yeah, it's a satellite and they orbit the Earth. Okay, they move around object, okay?
Have you been able to see that Starlink yet? The Elon Musk Starlink?
No.
He's got like almost 1,500, but he's trying to link them all the way around the world so that everybody can have internet.
Oh, wait, I think I
People
heard about
have
it.
been seeing, they see this line of lights, and it's the Starlink. I haven't seen it yet. I figured you had it because you go.
Oh, no, I haven't noticed. I haven't really looked yet.
Did you know Elon's tossing app that lets you communicate with other drivers on the road with the Tesla?
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Road rage is gonna sound like a cod lobby.
I'm sure a lot of drivers wouldn't be too into
I
that.
wouldn't want that.
In
No.
Tesla?
Okay,
No.
Teslas are
let's
fun.
go over the example now. The orbital rocket was designed to what? So we know orbital goes around something else. So the rocket is it's orbital. It's gonna go around. What do you think, Braden?
The Earth.
Perfect. Let's use it. So the orbital rocket was designed to go around the Earth.
Like a boomerang.
I would say that
No,
yes, the
boomerangs come back.
boomerang.
Not really
It's
long.
kind of, I mean, it could be orbital depending on how you throw it. So, like, if Jennifer and Alicia were sitting right there, and I had a boomerang and I like threw it and went around them and came back to me, then it would be orbital.
Yeah.
So it would take some skill.
Yeah, I wouldn't try it.
It'd probably knock my head off.
I don't want to cut anybody with a boomerang.
They don't hurt.
Okay, get that written down. I want to see period at the end. Good.
Around the Earth. Good job.
Okay, around the Earth, period at the end. Looking good. Okay, last one. I know you're doing awesome today.
Last
Okay,
one.
after we get done with this, we'll spin, okay?
Okay.
Okay, because you guys are slaying it.
And see if I can get the mystery again.
Mystery. Hoping for a little motivation. Okay, last word at the bottom of page 257 is prototype. What's that word, everybody?
Prototype.
Hey, appreciate you being nice and loud with me. Let's just say it one more time. Word prototype. What's that word?
Prototype.
Perfect. Now you guys are a little loud. I want to hear you whisper. What's that word? Good. Now I want to hear you turn to the person next to you and say that to him. What's that word, everybody?
Prototype.
Prototype. Perfect. So, someone might build a prototype in order to show off their new idea.
Internet.
Okay, so the prototype would be a blank example of a new product. So let's think of a better way to try to explain it. So a prototype would be like, it's kind of like a draft letter. Okay, so a draft when you write a letter is the what? Is it the final or is it the first?
The first.
What do you think, Charlie? A draft. Would that be the final or the first?
Rough draft.
Rough draft. What would that be? Final or the first? What do you think, Charlie? first. Good. So, a prototype is the first example of a new product. Okay. Who here, has anybody on here ever watched the show Shark Tank on TV?
Oh my.
Shark King?
Yeah, Shark Tank.
Oh, I think it's Shark King.
Shark King, no. Have you seen it, Alicia?
Shark Tank?
Shark Tank. Okay, so it's a show where basically people that have companies go on this show and they try to get people to invest money or give them money to help their business. Okay, and then they get their partner up. Okay, there are people that go on this and they have products. Okay, it's like the first one. It hasn't been. There's only one of them. So think of like a prototype. It's like the first. Maybe not only, but the prototype is the first one.
Like the first.
So a kind of like rough draft example, that would be like the prototype of your essay. Your essay, the final draft would be like the final one. Okay, the rough draft is like the prototype. Okay, just think like the first example of a new product. Okay. You know, usually it starts with a drawing. Okay, and then people make something. So if I'm trying to invent something, like, and I don't have every little thing I need, I might like make the image of it, what it might look like on the outside, and then hire somebody to really make it good. Okay. If you raise enough money, you can build a prototype of what? So this is going to be a new what?
Product?
What kind of product? So I can, anything really. I just want you guys to be creative here. Just something you can build.
Prototype.
Okay, so it can't be like, it's not going to be like food most likely. I mean, it could be,
I
but.
was gonna say the Back to the Future part.
So the DeLorean, I'm not sure how to spell it, other than to draw it right up on the board. DOLOREAN, maybe. I'm not sure if that's the right DeLorean. So yeah, so if you're raising enough money, you can build a prototype of maybe it's like a new car, maybe it's a new type of printing machine, a new what?
Here's one. You know how they have lighter leashes? Like the
Oh yeah.
get one of those that's powerful enough for your phone. Like so you can't leave your phone because sometimes you just like leave it on the couch.
So it's like a leash, like a phone leash.
Phone leash.
Okay, so yeah, that's a good one. So any invention, anything you guys have seen at the store, there was a prototype. There was a first something that someone like made. Okay.
It's a phone?
So even like Jolly Rancher. Okay. Someone made the first Jolly Rancher somewhere, somehow. It probably doesn't look like what we're eating today. Okay. Maybe they made a little piece of something. Okay. So maybe if you're using enough money, you can build a prototype of a new. Okay, so I'm gonna say a new piece of printing equipment. That could be anything. It could be like, think of all the tools you see out there, like the crazy machines. Still boggles my mind, like how machines are made, how humans discovered machines. Like, have you ever looked at an engine before and just try to figure out how did humans just make that?
I question everything all the time.
Like the huge, like mechanic, like machines you see on farms and stuff. There's like
With the
huge
windshield wipers.
yeah, huge tractor and stuff. You're like, what? How did somebody thought of the idea and then somehow they made like there's all these little metal tubes that connect to something and like there's like how what? I don't know. So tell me, has everybody got an example here? Okay, show me what you wrote, please. Alicia, we'll start with you.
Okay. If you write
Raise.
this enough money, you can build a
Prototype.
prototype of a new hair product.
Ooh, a new hair product. Okay, so That could be many different things. Okay, appreciate you sharing that with the class. So new hair product, just a new prototype you could build. Okay, what's something you wrote here, please, Charlie? Share those your sentence.
Prototype of a new
Oh.
piece of.
Wait, start with if you raise enough.
If you raise enough money, you can build a prototype of a new piece of
Printing equipment, is that what you wrote?
yeah.
Oh, you wrote what I put up on the board. Okay, so printing equipment. What's another type of equipment you would use? Said printing. Okay, so computer, good. Okay. So yeah, there could be new computer equipment. So like every year there's new computers that come out, okay, like new laptops, new desktops, new phones, things like that. So maybe in the future one of you will be involved in building a prototype of one of those. Okay. Perfect sense. Go ahead, Joseph. You put please, Rigo.
If you raise enough money, you can build a prototype of the DeLorean.
Okay, so you're gonna build a prototype of the DeLorean. So if you've seen Back to the Future, okay, the DeLorean, it is a real car, but in Back to the Future, it's a car that travels through time, forward and backwards. So you could build a prototype of the DeLorean. Maybe it won't travel in the future, but you can definitely build it.
It
Okay.
does the rough draft.
Okay, literally good one. And share so you can please, McKaylee.
If you raise enough money, you can build a prototype of a flying car.
Flying.
Okay, so flying car. Good. I'm sure a lot of people have built prototypes of flying cars. Haven't quite hit the market yet, but that'd be something that would be the first one you build, okay, before they go into production. All right, and then last one, Braden. Read the sentence you wrote, buddy.
If you raise enough money, you can build a prototype of the new